Hit record. All right, everybody. I am very pleased to welcome Belle Guillory to the Jeff Macolino podcast. How are you on this fine
Woo!
day?
Great. And I'm so happy to be here. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a good it was perfect timing too as far as the schedule. I just watched USF win a football game very easily, nice and relaxing.
Come on. Enjoy your
And now
Saturday.
now now I get to talk to you and in a couple hours I'll be hanging out with a couple of my friends. So this is just a beautiful Saturday.
It is. After this, I'm gonna see him with some friends. So I'm excited to see that. I'm not a scary movie person, but hey, we'll see.
Yeah, I horror is the genre I cannot I just can't enjoy, like it's almost always too disgusting. Like,
Oh yeah, there's like the gory, there's levels to it. There's
yeah.
the supernatural, there's the gory killers, there's different types. I can't do any of it mostly, but hey, I'll fight through it. My family loves it, so I'm ending up watching it regardless.
Well, that's the one thing I deal with down here in Florida. Um Much different than are you in LA?
Yes, I live in
Yeah.
LA, but I'm from Texas.
Yeah, so our film industry down here is obviously much different than it is in LA, non-union stuff and all that
Oh yeah.
and low budget. I guess the easy from whatever filmmakers told me, the easiest thing to make is a horror movie. And
Yep.
it's like I don't like watching horror movies. I'm not going to make them myself. I don't even I mean, I'm sure I could act in it, but I don't necessarily
Yeah, they
know
say they're
how.
right. They say they're the cheapest to make and like the highest reward. Like if it hits, you can like get that return like crazy.
Yeah, it's just they've got like a cult following, so it just needs to be a horror movie that and you'll get people to watch it. Um, so so naturally, the two movies I produced over the last 2 years are a drama and a comedy. So you know,
Oh, nice. And it's funny that you say that because one of my first projects I ever acted in like was a horror. It's just like, yeah, they could get it made and it's a good stepping way for like new actors to get in as well. So they say.
so yeah. I mean, wherever you can get it, I guess it's at some point it's kind of surprising. I mean, I don't get I don't get too many acting roles in general down here. And I never actually, I don't know if I've ever even auditioned for a horror film because I don't know that I've ever fit the casting description. They're usually looking for young,
What?
attractive women and like either young, like college age men or like old, creepy men.
That is actually a good point. Now that you put it like that. And it's funny you say that because in Florida I have seen like casting calls and it is typically some younger roles, like some coming of age stories. So that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys are stepping on the scene though. That's great.
I'm trying. Yeah, yeah. And again, I just made two of my own movies because, if I'm not going to get work from other people, I'll give it to myself. So.
That's what you got to do. I know all too much about that myself.
Yeah. So your current show, um, is it God Be With Us?
God be with us. Yeah.
Yes. Tell me about, and that's been going on for a couple of years now, hasn't it?
Yeah, so with that, so pretty much this is the short film and I made it in 2020. Well, we started filming at the end of 2022, like November, December. And then 2023, we hit the market space, like the festival market. And then the end of last year, we found out that we were going to be licensed on Fox Soul. And so it finally released May 31st on Fox Soul. The goal is to turn it into a TV series. That is the goal. But yeah, now it's licensed on Fox Soul and people can watch it and support it.
That's cool. And Fox Soul is pretty new, isn't it? I only heard about it probably the first time a month ago or maybe 2 months ago. It wasn't that long ago that I
Yeah.
even first heard of it.
I don't really know when it came out, but the first time I heard of it was last year, like top of 2024. So yeah, I guess Fox created a new streaming network, promoting Black storytellers, Black voices. So it's really cool. And yeah, yeah, so I feel like it is fairly new and they're starting to get like more content up there. There was like a lot of reality and stuff, but yeah, you can even watch it on, I don't know if you have YouTube TV.
Hmm.
But yeah, like Fox Soul is like a channel on there.
Oh,
So
really? I didn't even know
yeah,
that.
I didn't know that either because my mom has YouTube TV. And when I went home for the holidays, I was like, "Oh, Fox Soul's like it's a channel. It's like it's a streaming on an app. You can download the apps and then website, of course." So yeah, I learned a lot too. Apparently it's like you could download on Roku, all sorts of things.
Nice. Well, see, if I had known that, I would have watched God Be With Us before this podcast.
Oh, no
But so
worries. You could have to.
yeah, well, yeah, I'll probably be more. Yeah, it's probably better. It's very weird from a podcasting perspective of like when I have someone who wrote a book.
Mhm.
I'm like, and sometimes they'll send me the book, and it's like I'm only going to read like 20% of the book before I talk to you, because otherwise I'm going to spoil the book. I'm not,
Oh yeah.
and that can also be the case with movies or stand-up specials or stuff like that, where it's like I should talk to you before I watch your special because I will dive into the weeds on comedy, and then I'll be spoiling your jokes in the special, and the same could be said for film. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to give anything away unless you want to give it away. So, you know that one scene? You know the scene?
No, that's funny. No, and speaking of which, I didn't even tell you what it's about. So
Hmm.
yeah, so Gabi with this follows, it's a comedy as well, coming of age, kind of like we talked about. It follows the teenage daughter of a mega church pastor as she navigates public high school.
Hmm.
So yeah, very quirky, fun. I wrote it, produced it, act in it. I play the lead. So it's yeah, it was a passion project for sure.
Yeah, you didn't put any work into that at all.
Oh, how I wish.
It does. It does. The scenario, the situation certainly is seems like a great concept for a whole series. I mean,
Oh, yay, thanks.
it it,
Yeah.
it it wouldn't seem like it would get boring.
No, it's fish out of water. Fish out of water tropes are always fun, finding your way and coming of age, there's just so much in like that teenage space, growing pains, finding yourself, identity, belonging and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a fun setup for sure.
Yeah, no, I'll give that a watch after the podcast. I'll watch it. How long is it?
Yay. It's like 16 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I'll have plenty of time to do that
Yeah,
before I
more
hang out with
enjoyable
my
than a
boys.
book, hopefully.
Oh yeah, a book is a commitment. That's like, oh, you want me to read this before I talk to you? Really? Oh, that's a. The sad thing is, I've had this conversation before. I don't give myself permission to read, and I know it sounds weird, but it's like I'm busy all the time. So I can put on a TV show or a movie and also do other things. I hate to do it that way, but
You
you can
can laundry.
check your emails.
Yeah,
You can work out. You can work out like that's, I've been doing 3, 4 hours of exercising every day. So I can watch TV and lift weights. I can't read a book while I'm lifting weights.
that's true. It's
It
definitely a commitment, like a sit down and like focus. Because I'll be rereading a page like two, three times before it really resonates.
Mhm.
I'm like, hold on, what happened?
No,
Um,
it's we don't I don't think, and it's weird because I know some people who are big readers, and I'm like, I'm jealous that you give yourself permission. But to me, I open a book and sit down, and it's like I should be writing this idea for a screenplay I had. I should be writing that. I shouldn't be reading. I should be, I'm editing the second movie I shot. I should be sending emails to try to promote, market the stuff. It's there's a
yeah,
million things to do, and reading is like, ooh, that's too self-indulgent. Like I don't have time for that.
I know it's definitely a leisure time for sure.
Yeah, I would like to read more. And I can't get it down with audiobooks and I can't read on my phone. I have to have like paper.
You know the best time, since you're in Florida, you guys have beaches. The best time I found to read is on the beach. That has been like my time to read because it's like you got the ocean, it's quiet. You don't want to look at a phone on the beach, you know?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's like I think the perfect time. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, that's probably the best scenario because you can drink, you can read, enjoy the sun.
He's like,
Um,
why read when I got a drink?
yeah. Well, I can drink and read at the same time to a certain level. My comprehension may get lower as the book progresses, but I could.
That's funny.
I'm still capable of reading until my vision starts getting blurry. Then it's put the book aside.
Yeah, it goes downhill from there.
Yeah, it's one thing when you get blackout drunk and don't remember the last episode of Game of Thrones. It's another thing when you get blackout drunk and you're like, I read 60 pages that I don't remember. I got to go all the way back and find where I
Woo!
remember. That book is getting put on the bookshelf and never being touched again. That's what happens to that book.
No, I have a few like that myself that are just on that bookshelf.
Yeah, it is I yeah, I'm keeping I'm trying to read two books right now, and I'm not putting. I keep them out. So I don't know. Hypothetically, I'll read them.
I got my fingers crossed for you, Jeff.
Well,
Finish those books before the year's up.
when my son has like baseball practice, I'll take the book and I'll read during his
Oh.
practice, so I can get. But then I'm still paying attention to practice, so I'm only half. So I'll also it'll take a year, but I'll finish the book I'm on right now.
I believe.
Hypothetically,
I believe in you, Jeff.
yeah. Well, that makes one of us. Uh, so how is when did you move out to LA?
I moved out to LA in 2018. I got a scholarship to go to New York Film Academy. It's I know people are like New York Film Academy. They have a Burbank campus and they also have a campus in Florida.
Oh,
But yeah, so I did like a year program because I already got my bachelor's in marketing and I was just kind of over school, whether it was film related or not. And so I did the year program. So that's what brought me out here. So it's been 7 years now.
mm.
7.
How is it? How does it compare? That's one thing that I've had these discussions with a lot of, Florida actors and stuff, and it's like there's still kind of a debate of a lot of people are like, you got to be in LA or New York, or now they're
Mhm.
Atlanta, and it's like, do you? I've done auditions for movies that are shooting in LA. It's not, it's not that
Yeah.
most auditions are self-tapes. So, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe if they're like, we like both of these people equal, and this one lives here, and this one we have to pay for his flight and hotel, maybe they'd choose the other. But I'm like, I don't. As someone who's cast a movie, I don't think that really plays too much into the like
No.
if
I wouldn't
you want someone, you're gonna pay what it takes to get them.
You are. You really are. And I don't think you have to be in LA anymore. I think it's really obvious just with like what the news is saying as well. But like before COVID, maybe, but even then it was starting to transition because before COVID, so I was here 2018, 2019. And I did go in offices to audition. Um, but that was only a handful of times even. Like it wasn't like all the time. But then once COVID hit, everything is just self-tape. And yeah, if they want you, they'll pay for you. And also, it depends on the role, it depends on the budget. Because I have actor friends who live out here. Let's say it's like a smaller role in Atlanta for like a show, they'll buy their own ticket to go. Even though it's a small role and they're probably looking for Atlanta locals, but someone in LA booked it, they're like, "Hey, this is good for my resume." They'll just pay for it themselves. So it really is a hustle, it really is a grind. But no, you don't have to be out here. And I just saw something like on the news not too long ago, like most of these productions are also now overseas. So like, because it's cheaper to film out of America, even though I know Government laws are trying to stop that, but they're still doing it. Like I have friends, I just spoke to someone at Fox in July and she was like, "Yeah, we're filming this in Italy this summer. We're filming like like they're going to those places still." So, I don't know how long it'll take for them to, because I know they're trying to stop that, but people are doing it still. So yeah, you could be anywhere. I mean, follow your dreams. Don't let nothing stop you. Location, nothing. If my situation was just, I don't know, I felt let out here. I was just let out here. And even now being out here, I'm like, do I still want to stay out here? I don't know. But we'll see where the good Lord takes me. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I guess the beauty is you if you decide you want to leave, you're not sabotaging your career or anything. Like
Yeah.
it's the good thing. But yeah, I was shocked at how many shows. I was almost disappointed sometimes at how many like shows are shot in Vancouver, and I'm like, really? The show's based in LA. Why is it shot in Vancouver? I got so pissed at Netflix did a show Florida Man, and they shot the whole thing in North Carolina. It made me
Oh,
so
wow.
angry. I'm like, come on, you gotta shoot it in Florida.
Yeah, and then that's a whole nother thing because I know in LA it's so expensive to film here due to permits and taxes and stuff like that. So it's like barren here, they're saying with the studios. So yeah, it's cheaper. North Carolina, a lot of filming starting to happen in North Carolina. I've seen Atlanta has great tax benefits. I know they're starting to do more in like, where is it? Louisiana, New Orleans, Texas.
Hmm.
Like, which is nice that it's expanding for everybody. Like, I do like that. Like, it's giving people chances.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of things, when I've looked at some things that I've submitted to, and it's like I do the math, like how much would it cost me to fly to Atlanta, stay in a hotel for 2 weeks? I
Yeah.
mean, I won't make a ton of money, but I'll still have a net profit if I work as a local, even though I'm not. Um, so yeah, it can be worth it for some of that stuff, and
Yeah.
cheaper for me, living in Florida, cheaper for me to fly to Atlanta than LA. And I'm sure the hotels are cheaper too.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's funny you say that. I just booked something in Atlanta and then I'm like, okay, I have friends in Atlanta I can stay with, but let's see, are they paying for anything? Like, what can, you can try to negotiate something. Because I had a friend, he filmed a feature film here. And he had a great actor from Texas, but he couldn't, like afford to like do that much for him. But he still like was like, you know what, you can stay with me, we'll make this work. And they made something work. So if they really want you, they will make something work.
Yeah, it's funny. You said that about Atlanta. It popped into my head. I'm like, I hear about some of these cities with comedy. They have like a comedy condo where like if you're in town doing comedy, you stay here and like just and it's like that would be cool if somebody was just like, all right, we're getting an actor's house in Atlanta. It's got a lot of rooms, just gives you a place to sleep and shower when you're in town. Just take care
Mhm.
of it. Don't take advantage of it. Although I think it would be way too full all the time. But it's a cool idea of like, we just support like,
Yeah.
up and coming actors. Be like, here, we got a place you can stay. It's not a fancy hotel, but you got a bed and a shower. That's all you really
Hey,
need.
that's
You're
a
gonna
good
spend all
idea.
day on set.
That's a good idea. Billionaires out there listening.
Yeah, yeah, and just ask, you could strike a deal where it's like, yeah, 10% of what you make from the movie, you pay for your.
Hey, yeah. Come on, Jeff, with the ideas.
Yeah, yeah. Now I just need the millions of dollars to buy these houses in
I was supposed to
Miami,
what's when?
Atlanta, New Orleans, Vancouver.
All right, it'll come.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, somebody could potentially make a good investment. Plus, they'd have the cool thing of being like, look at this, all these, future A-list actors who stayed at my house.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you never know whose career like you're gonna lift up. Like that's the great thing about it too.
It is how one thing I always think about with I mean, like acting is obviously there's a ton of struggle that comes with it, and most people take a long time to break through. But almost every like famous actor, and I'm thinking of like Bryan Cranston and John Hamm as two examples, the guys who were in their 40s. Bryan Cranston may, well, yeah, I think he was in his 40s. Uh, and they're like overnight successes, and it's like, no, we've been doing this for 20 years. But the flip side to that, I understand the work they put in. There are people who just become overnight success, and you never know when it's going to hit, whether you're a year in or 20 years in or 40 years in. So it's kind of one of those just like I don't know. You just I don't know if it's your philosophy. It's like just be professional, go for everything you can get, and when you show up on set, be just do a good job best you can, and eventually something's going to break, and then you know I'm never going to have to worry about money or getting jobs or anything ever again.
Yes,
I
Jeff.
mean,
Yes.
right?
Yes, Jeff. Yes. Yes. No, seriously. No, that's true. You never know when it's gonna be your time. And it seems like it is different for everyone because sometimes I see people who did get it maybe like right after college, right? You know, they got that dream role on some TV show, or for some of the great ones like Viola, that's another one. She went to Juilliard, and then it kind of seemed like she just popped up out of nowhere at one point, but they did put the work in. I don't know. There's a saying I've heard one time. Well, there's a couple of sayings. I heard Morgan Freeman say this. I think it was him that said this once, like the age you get famous is the age you stay at.
Mm,
And then
yeah,
I heard another one like as fast as you go up is as fast as you go down. So maybe that taking that while is, is good. You learn lessons, build character along the way.
yeah. I think that's a good and Morgan Freeman would be the perfect person to say it because he was like in his 50s, I think, before he got
Yeah.
famous.
And that's just
Um,
what he observed and what he noticed.
Well, but that's the funny thing. The people that we've mentioned who got famous in their 40s, 50s, they're all like, if you hear other people talk about them, they're like, oh, they're the nicest person because they did struggle. I'm not saying that I can't even think of someone who's like 20 years old and famous, but I'm not saying that
They're
Zendaya
not.
is
Yeah.
not a nice person. I'm not saying that because
I
who the
get
hell
you.
am I to say? But if I had to bet, I would say Viola Davis is a nicer person than her, just based on the fact
Yeah.
she had to struggle. Where I don't even know how old Zendaya is, but she's been famous for like a decade, hasn't she? Or
Yeah.
close to it. So I mean, she was probably like 20 years old when she got famous. And again, not shitting on her. She's fantastic as an actor and everything. She might
Mhm.
be a great person. So I'm not.
Yeah.
But
No, I get
that was the only young person I could think
But
of.
that's another thing. There's not that many young people that are famous. I heard who was
Hmm.
it? I heard a podcast of Kenya Barris and Ava DuVernay. You know who Kenya is. He wrote Blackish and or the Ish franchise. And he was saying that there's literally only like two young like celebrities now that can star in a A-list movie, and that's Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet.
That's the guy,
Like
yeah.
they're like the only really young ones nowadays. So I don't know. Everything's just I don't know. The industry's just kind of changing in general.
It is weird that I forget who it may have been Adam Carolla I heard talking about this, but it's like back you know in the old days before either one of us was even born, like there were like Lucille Ball, I Love Lucy. There were three networks, so 50 million people were watching every single episode. Like
Wow.
she was so famous. Nowadays, it's like everything's streaming. There's so much content. Like I don't think I've ever actually seen Timothy Chalamet in a movie. Or
Like I actually watched
I don't
it.
think I've ever seen anything he's been in. I know who
You
he
didn't
is.
watch Dune?
No, it was too, I started it. I didn't,
That's the only one I've
it was
watched,
too
but
dusty.
I like well, I didn't finish the first Dune, but I like the second Dune. My friend took me.
See, you
She
didn't
made,
finish the
she
first
made
one. I heard you.
but the second one's good.
Yeah, but yeah. Kudos to you
I
for
feel you.
watching the second one, even though you didn't
Well,
finish
my
the first one.
friend took me to the movie, so I had because
Hmm.
this was like her second time watching it. She was like, "Belle, you gotta see it." So I was kind of not forced, but my
It's it it's funny how that works though with that because I've had that happen a few times. Like the first Blade movie I saw was the third Blade
Mm,
movie, which a lot of
okay.
I don't think people liked, but I liked it, and I'm like, oh, I should watch the other two.
Yeah,
Um,
then go backwards.
and I went to see Infinity Wars because I just wanted to hang out with people and they were going to see that movie.
Hmm.
I had seen three Marvel movies, so I had no idea who most of these people were in this movie. But I was like, oh shit, this movie was good. Now I need to go back and actually figure out what the fuck I saw. But I love the ending of that movie, so I was like,
Yeah.
I
I bet
got
you
it.
like, dang, a lot's going on because it's a lot of characters.
Yeah, yeah, and I knew I had seen the second Avengers movie, not the first one, just
Okay.
Age of
That's
Ultron. I
funny.
had seen, so I knew a dozen of the characters basically. But yeah, I was like, who is this tree? What's going on here? Why did they pay Vin Diesel ungodly amounts of money, I'm sure, to say three words the whole
That is so funny. But that is so no, and it's funny you brought them up because I didn't watch them because they're from what is it, the Galaxy?
Guardians of the
Guardians of the
Galaxy?
Galaxy.
Yeah,
I never watched that when I watched it too. So I had to go and watch Guardians of the Galaxy, see how they like fit in. So that's
yeah.
funny.
No, but it can have that's I mean that's credit to a good sequel or I mean neither one of
Yeah.
those were way more than sequels. I guess the Blade 3 was not too far from. But I mean you make a good movie, you make a good movie. You can
Yeah.
always bring people back to see the original. So I mean there's something to that.
That's true.
But it is funny. The other guy I was thinking of is the guy who played Elvis. Because I have not seen that movie.
Oh,
Austin Butler. I've not seen
yes.
him in anything except for commercials. And honestly, I don't like the guy. From his commercials
He's
are
also
arrogant.
in Dune too.
Oh, he is? Okay. Yeah, I have not seen him in anything. I see him except for
I know.
commercials. And not a huge fan. I'm never a fan of the cologne commercials. Like every guy in a cologne commercial comes off like a complete douchebag. Like
Yeah. No, I
like
can see that.
I was like, I'm losing weight right now. If I ever get fit enough to be in a cologne commercial,
I'm
stop
done.
me. Stop me. I'll hate myself.
Like that's where I draw the line. No, that's a good point. I haven't seen him in too much, but I know he's in stuff. But I don't
He
know
must
that.
be, right?
Well, because I didn't know he would be in Dune too until I watched it. I was like, that's he looks different in it. Once if you ever see it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, is he still talking like Elvis? That was one thing that I can't get
Oh,
over. I think it was Jim Jeffries did a bit about like apparently he just made fun of actors basically, and I'm like, that's a strong point. Like you, you're still talking like Elvis 2 years after you're done filming the movie.
I'm done. I'm done. I can't. I can't.
I mean,
I
I haven't worked with many actors who are method, but I at least understand. But like, man, I'm like, just say action and I'm a character. You say cut and I'm not anymore. Like, that's what acting
no.
is to me.
I had a it was like a classmate in film school, but they were like, I think in grad school. And they told me that that's like your superpower as an actor to be able to turn it on and off. Like, because some people they can get stuck in it, and that's not healthy.
Doesn't seem like it would be. I like I listen to like if I'm driving to set, I will try to have music for the car ride that caters to putting me in the mindset of the character. So it's not like I'm not like thinking about the character and stuff like this, but it's like it's not like I show up and my character is a dick, so I'm gonna be a dick. What? No, I'm gonna be Jeff,
Yeah.
and
Oh
then when
yeah,
they
I know. Yeah, there's some people that do that. They're like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in it the whole time."
yeah.
So no, no, that is no, that's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny to think about.
No,
But
well, that the one the movie I directed in I was going to say November. We shot it in June. It's a Thanksgiving movie. That's why my head said November. We shot it in June,
mhm.
and the lead actress is there's a scene where she's crying, and well, I mean, like this is how good she is, but like the crew and me, we're like making jokes between takes, and she'll make a joke, and then she needed like 5 seconds before the scene, and boom, and it was like
Yeah.
that's a talented actor, someone who's like there could be no humor in the room while which I do understand. I did have a scene where I had to cry, and I'm like, dude, you got to stop, like you got to stop
Yeah.
making. I need it. You need to give me enough time to get the tears to
Yeah.
well up. You can't be like making fart jokes while I'm like, all right, dude, I'm trying to tune you out. So I understand that. But yeah, I can't imagine like the Jared Leto type stuff where he's sending dead animals to his co-stars because he's playing a psychopath. That's what he did when he played Joker.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
sent a
goodness.
dead mouse to I think to Margot Robbie. Yeah, that's like yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, that's a lot. No, but that's what I meant by like because when I heard that, like, that's your superpower, it was when a scene I had to cry in. It was like I was doing like I think it was like a grad school like student film or something. It was like when I first moved here, and I had to see like a loved one be killed,
Hmm.
and they were like, think about da 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 da, and I guess I wasn't giving it first, and then like once like I connected it, I could not stop crying, and then that's when they were like, yeah, you have to be able to like so a testament to the girl that you saw like to be able to turn it off and turn it on like it definitely is yeah, an actor superpower, a strength. Now I can do it, but back then it was 7 years ago, it was definitely a struggle. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's acting is both easier than some people think and harder than some people think.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this because I when I talked to Sam on the podcast, we talked about this, and I feel like this is going to be my new actor question. So
Okay.
I was helping her audition for something, do a self tape, not on the podcast, but she said, and I'm like, I'm just going to store that and bring this back up when we do the podcast. She said, I hate playing the real roles. I love the character stuff. And I'm like, I think I'm the complete opposite, but I mean, I've played a character and it's a lot of fun. And but I'm like dramatic acting to me, I'm like, man, I need to be able to ground this character in me and be super real with the just everything I do needs to be what a real person would do. Um, but I never really thought about like there are, you know, there are those two kind of I'm sure there's more than two, but there's those two kind of lanes.
Yeah, they call it character acting and personality acting is what I've heard. I don't
Yeah.
know how accurate that is, but
Do
yeah.
do you have a preference or are you just like whatever?
Um, I feel like my strength is probably more character acting personally, just because like when I think of the characters I've done, like the horror film, I was playing like she was like a thug pretty much. She was like faking it out. She was a little gangster. And that's like different from me. But people were like, whoa, like once they like saw me and like the character, they're like, oh dang, you can really do that. That's crazy. But ask my friends, because I can be goofy, they're like, that kind of seems like you. But they also believe that it was like someone else. And then another time I played like a South African girl. It was a play I did, that I really enjoy because I had learned the accent and everything. So just from like my experience, and then I'm playing this teenage girl in this, like I feel like I like characters a lot because you just I don't know, you just become someone new. You become someone new. You're someone new. And it's like it's a lot of fun, but I'm not gonna I don't know, because in a way I could say it's all character acting. Because even when it's like a real dramatic character, like, like, because I have done dramatic ones as well. Um, and the thing I like about them is, well, even like with the South African girl, like, so how I act, I do tend to pull things from like real life as well. So, and I think who did I hear say this? I don't know if it was Meryl Streep. She said something about like whatever character you have, you bring yourself to it too, where they like connect. And I think
Hmm.
that's the realest thing. Like, even though I was playing like a thug, my friends were still like, Belle, it's like this was meant for you because she's like, acting like you. And that I think is what Meryl Streep was saying, like that magic of like the two need to connect. Because even with the South African girl, even though that was a character, she has to cry at the end. Like she was dealing with stuff with like her grandpa, and I was imagining my grandma, like, because she pretty much leaves her family to like follow her dreams, and I kind of did the same thing coming to LA, and so those were like real tears. And then after one show, we had like a Q&A, and I was like, yeah, I related to this, and people in the audience were like, we could tell. Like they can feel that those emotions weren't a character, they were like me. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, yes, I like characters, but you can't have character acting without, you can't have one without the other, I guess I'm trying to say. You need both.
Yeah, I think unless it's like a zany comedy, I think you're right. And even then, I don't know. There's got to be something to ground it to you. I guess that's just what makes
Yes,
it successful.
yeah, something, yeah, yeah.
Because
So
if you,
yeah,
it's now, so that's interesting because and I've never done this, but well, you don't. It's a weird way to preface this. So when people, I'm sure you've been asked, and I'll be asking you in a second, like what your dream role would be.
hmm,
Um, so the funny thing with me, who says I just like the grounded, person that I basically can be like, okay, this is me, just with different life circumstances.
yeah,
That's kind of. But the two things that I say when people ask me like dream roles. Number one is I would like to play Satan.
I'm done. Hold on, like what kind of saying, like the
I
Lucifer
I
TV
I
show type?
I don't know.
Or a
I'd
more
be
like
open to
dramatic
anything.
cartoon type.
The when I first felt that, I was watching Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate, and he is a uh, an evil Satan, but he's not. But he's charming to an extent, but
That's what
he's
I was gonna say.
manipulative and
Some people play a good Satan.
yeah, so I'm like, that would be such a great challenge to be like, I am. And again, like Lucifer, the TV show, he wasn't really evil. Like
No.
he was morally conflicted, maybe, but he was not like so I'm like, I don't know which I'd like to play. Probably one with a little humor.
Yeah, have you seen Sandman? It's on Netflix.
Um,
The Sandman.
I don't
They
think
have a
so.
Lucifer in that too, and it's a woman. And I kind of like their interpretation of him in a way as well. So yeah, study up all your Lucifers, all your Satans.
Yeah,
Watch
I
that
just
too.
need
I think it's like episode 2 or 3, one of the two.
yeah, I need someone to write the script and then just I'll read it and then I'll be like, all right, this is the Satan I'm going to play. That's and the other one, this is an impossibility, and I've got qualms about this, but the other one I say is the Joker, who's also super evil, like he's pure evil.
Yeah. But he's also like crazy.
He's crazy, yeah. So it's like that would be a great challenge
I
to
can see
do.
you playing either one. I can
Yeah,
see you
especially Satan. I think I've gotten that before.
I could see you because how people interpret Satan is very kind of like sarcastic and like um yeah, I can see you doing that. I can see you doing that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can see
The
the Joker.
Joker, I have a contention with like the whole DC universe with like Superman, Batman, and the Joker. I don't like the way they've been cast historically. The actors have been fantastic. I want to make that clear.
Hold on, Superman. Oh, and DC specifically. Hold
Yeah, in
on.
DC, so Superman. So my problem with Superman is
Who's that
he,
again? Calvin something?
I don't even know who's playing Superman right now, but Henry Cavill played him, and
Yeah, that's
he's
his
always
name. My bad.
super buff, and I'm like, he
Yeah, they do
shouldn't
make him
be.
buff.
He shouldn't be.
Mm.
He doesn't have to use his muscles. He can just lift up a car and throw it.
That's so what?
It's
That
just for dudes. It's for dudes because dudes want to see a muscular Superman. I don't think women care. He should be skinny.
what? You
That's
don't think it's for the women?
I think it's more for the men. I mean, maybe a little bit for the women, especially with Henry Cavill. But
But
I
that's
think
such a good point. He doesn't have to be super jacked. That is
yeah,
so
he doesn't
true.
have like he doesn't have resistance. He can just lift things and throw them. Batman, I feel like now I know sometimes he's a little more karate and trained like Christian Bale's was, but he's a rich alcoholic.
I
He
feel like
should
you could be
be
Batman.
well. I could in my current physique, like a little chubby, a little like paunchy, like not. He shouldn't also be perfect physique. He should be that rich guy who drinks too much and you know is a bit of a philanderer. Now, Joker, I'd like to see Joker be he I'm 6'2". I'd like to see Joker tower over Batman. I'd like to see Batman be 5'9" and Joker be 6'2".
What?
Just a
Okay, I
dynamic of like, like
yeah, because they always made Joker smaller.
they always make him smaller than Batman, and it's like, but wouldn't it be better if Batman was smaller than Joker? Like, so it's just the tropes that they've always had. I'm like, I disagree with those three things. Obviously, Catwoman has to be hot. There's no question about that. But so they're good
Well, the
there.
Catwoman's apparently haven't been doing that well.
I mean, they look good, but but, but yeah, it's just my personal little qualms of like
No, okay. No, that makes sense.
give it a different
Give-
vision. Like, let's
yeah, give
see
it a,
something different.
yeah. But that's the thing. It's something a friend told me one time. Because I think it's honestly the audience that wants them to look that way. Because I used to be the same way, like, why don't they show more of this? Why don't they show more of that? It's the audience. Because, for instance, this is taking a turn, but girl groups. I don't know if you saw like Pop Star Academy. It's pretty much them putting together the next K-pop group, which is huge. The people, and it was like a competition, the people, like audience, were like, they wanted beautiful people in the group. And all the girls were beautiful, but it's subjective to what you think is beautiful. So they may want this girl, and they're like, no, not that girl. She's not quote unquote beautiful enough. And so I was just like taken back, realizing that it's like, oh no, you guys want your pop stars to look like Christina Aguilera did back in the day, and the Britney Spears and the Beyoncé's. That is what you coincide as a pop star. And I think it translates as well to TV because I had a friend, she was like, girl, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see she was rude about what she didn't want to see, so I'm not gonna say what she didn't want to see. But she didn't want to see like anybody that's like, different than beautiful people. People want to see beautiful people. And I never thought that. Like, because we see acting as like, characters, people of real life and stuff like that, humanity. But then when you hear other people, like just viewers, they're like, no, we want to see beautiful people. We don't want to see the other stuff. It's like they want that fantasy. Going back to, I guess that the fantasy, yeah, the fantasy of it all. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, and nothing's more evident than that than all of the times like a beautiful person is cast as the ugly character. Like
Oh
like
yeah.
there's actual ugly people who could have done that.
No, exactly. And even I'm gonna switch the gears from beautiful now to the race, like Ariel, for instance. People wanted to see Ariel as, what Ariel was in the cartoon because
Right.
that's what they coincide and they wanted to see that vision. So it's like it just goes back to like people want to see. what they're used to, it sounds like, what they know, what they think. And if it's not that, they start to have a fit. Like I saw Snape, they're remaking Harry Potter. Snape
Hmm.
is now going to be played by a black actor. And people are like, what kind of sense does that make? You know? And I love Harry Potter, as well, but I was indifferent to it. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do, but I'm just like, wow, people do want to see. So whether that's beautiful people, whether that's race, it's just, yeah, people's preferences. It's just
Yeah, it's I guess familiarity is what
familiarity.
because
Yeah.
that was one thing with the not and I'm not getting I'm not going to get us canceled here, but like it was one
Don't
thing with
please.
people who complained about the Little Mermaid. I'm like, why the fuck do you care? Like, who cares? Like, it's not like I get if it's like I can't think of a good example. If it's like, no, it's impossible that this person is not this, you know, oh, Frozen would be a good one. They're from whatever country, it's fake, but like, yeah, of course,
Yeah,
those are white girls. Like, it wouldn't really make any sense to randomly,
yeah, that's true.
but like, it's a mermaid. Mermaids aren't even real. Like, it's not like all mermaids are white. Everyone knows that. Like, I'm like, if you hate it so much, it's only gonna hurt the people who made the decision because they're not gonna sell toys and shit. Like,
For sure.
like
No,
I don't
definitely.
understand why people care. I always just use all of that stuff as just comedy opportunity of like people care so much. I got pissed off one time. The only time I got pissed off, and you'll probably have a sense as to why. When they were doing the Mario movie, and I was not pissed off at any of the casting in the Mario movie, the cartoon, the animated thing, but John Leguizamo. There was a live action Super Mario Brothers back in like 1990 that was terrible. You probably don't even know it exists because it was before you were born, I think. Um, I saw it when I broke my arm and was in kindergarten, and I was up late watching TV because I couldn't sleep. Um, but it was a terrible movie. And then when they do the animated movie, so John Leguizamo in that movie played Luigi, and you're probably aware Mario and Luigi are Italians.
Yeah.
John Leguizamo is Hispanic. I don't know what, but doesn't really matter. He's Hispanic. So when they cast someone, a white person, to play Luigi, I don't even know who it was. He had a whole rant about how they gave a role for that is a role for a person of color to a white man,
Mm.
and I'm like, but you stole an Italian's role and you were fine with it, and now since you played that was the only time I got pissed off. I'm like, this is nonsense. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Um, I, I'm like,
No, it's crazy.
and I'm like,
No.
you, John Leguizamo's career, he's got a lot of roles where he plays an Italian. So like, should I be offended that he's playing an Italian role even though he's not
Yeah.
Italian? I'm not. I don't give a shit. But
No, yeah. And so no, the uproar is crazy. No, it's just I've seen the Boys. I don't know if you've seen that. It's on Netflix. It's a coming of age story. And it's crazy because when it first came out last year, I saw people on TikTok talking about we want to see fine boys. Da, da, da. And I'm like, these boys look okay. They look good. And people are like in an uproar. So it's just like people are people and they crazy at the end of the day. But race, when it comes to it, that's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother thing.
people get weird shit in their head where it's like, why do you care so much? Like
No, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's
I
def
I make a joke, I won't say it here, but in my movie I make a joke that might not go over well about that the uproar about race at the Thanksgiving table. It's a family movie, so I won't spoil it here. I don't know if it'll go over well, but I'm just mocking the whole thing basically of like why does everyone care about this shit? Um, but I realize I never let you answer your what
Oh, my
your
favorite.
dream role would be.
That's so funny. And it's funny because We just talked about Ariel and stuff. But I would love to be a princess too. I would love to be a princess. I love musicals. I don't know. I have a few of my favorite roles. I'd love to be a Disney princess. I would love to be that. That would be fun. Or a princess in general. But I would also really like, have you seen Prince of Egypt? I would love to do the live action of Prince of Egypt. So it's so opposite of you. You want to be Satan, and I want to do.
You want to be a princess?
And yeah. But Prince of Egypt, have you seen Prince of Egypt? The cartoon, the
No.
DreamWorks cartoon about Moses?
No. When was that? When did that come
It
out?
came out like in the 90s. It was huge. It won like an Oscar, I would think.
And it had to do with Moses. How did I not watch that movie as a kid?
Yeah, it's like the story of Moses.
I mean, I
Um,
probably did, but
but I would
I
love
was
to
young.
be in the live action of that. And they just brought it to, I think, the West, what is it, the thing in London, West End? Um, and so I would probably like to do that as well. I love fantasy stuff, so anything with fantasy, anything with that, those are most of my dream roles. Because at first it used to be like coming of age stories, but I think I've done that now. So now I'm like, yeah. Oh, or dystopian, like a Hunger Games divergent type
Mm,
of action. I love that. So anything out of this
yeah.
world, something else, something else, something else,
Yeah,
something
no,
else.
that would be a good one. The dystopian
Yeah, I
future.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
I
coming
could
back by that thing.
I could dig that. That's a fun that there's a
Yeah,
lot of
so what I
possibilities. The
got?
only thing is I don't want it to be dusty. That's why I couldn't watch Dune. I don't
Oh,
like
dust related. I'm so done. Not
well the
dust.
the, the whole desert type. I'm like it makes me uncomfortable. Like I can feel it in my like nasal
I'm
cavity.
done. I'm so done. That's so funny. Um, yeah, we gotta see what other books are out there that they can turn into a dystopian book. Good one. Find a good one. That's so funny. I was about to say, so you don't like the beach? You in Florida?
No,
You
I
pretty much
like the
saying.
beach. But the beach I think of as wet. The
Okay,
desert
got the
dry.
water.
Like yeah, it's. But I maybe that is a Florida thing. Like everything is humid and everything. Like it's always wet here. No matter what, even if it's not raining. I mean, you step outside in the summer and you're raining. So it's like the lack of humidity almost scares me. I've never actually even been west of in the United States. I've never been west of New Orleans. So I've never been to the desert. So maybe I should do that at some point just to get a little, maybe that'll get me over that whole thing of being like, I don't like watching Westerns because it makes my mouth dry. Like, I don't know. I know it's stupid, but it's like,
No,
it's
no.
definitely stupid, but it's like, I don't need any more encouragement to drink. I like to drink just to drink. So making my mouth dry watching a movie is just it's
You
painful.
got, you got your drink over there too. Yeah, gotta get me one of them.
Yeah, yeah. I strongly encourage it. Um, here comes the coughing. Sorry, Bill. Um, hey, you don't have to edit the podcast. I do, so it's really sorry to myself. Um, so what do you got cooking now? Like, is there stuff on the horizon? I mean, obviously people can go to Fox Soul, which apparently is on YouTube TV.
Yeah,
Awesome.
YouTube TV, Roku, download the app. What I got cooking next? I'm actually working on producing, directing a documentary. On social media, and then I'm also working on an animation short film. I really want to dive into animation.
Hmm.
It's a children animation to like promote swimming within diverse communities. I think that's important. And then yeah, so those two are my main things. And yeah, we just keep grinding it out.
Yeah. So the documentary is about social media.
Yeah, so a friend came to me with the idea and he asked if I could bring it to life with him. So it's about pretty much it's following the life of a PR agent and how us as people, we feel so much pressure to put on like, this facade, this happy face, good times, but behind the scenes, what we're really dealing with. And since he works in media, we're gonna see like that parallel and a few other like influencers. So I'm like working on that right now. And then that one's we're changing the name. So actually I'm not gonna say the name because we just changed it. I don't want to say the wrong name. I forgot the new name. And yeah, so that one's fun. And then the animated short film, it follows a young girl, just trying to follow her mom's calling, like follow her calling based on her mom's passing to like learn how to swim, get in the water, and to promote swimming for like all ages to get in the water. Because I don't know how to swim properly. And so
You know how not to
and
drown, just not how to, right?
actually, I don't know. I may drown. I don't know.
Oh,
But and so yeah, definitely promote swimming within the Black community. I think is important. And and it's funny because well, it's not funny, but when I told a friend this idea, she started finding articles of all these like unfortunately like Black children drowning because we're Black children are I believe it's 60 or 70% more likely to drown compared to white children. So it's like I know.
it's such a weird. I like why? No, I get like I guess I mean I was in swimming lessons. One of the first things I remember was being 3 or 4 years old and being in swimming lessons.
Yeah.
Is it? I guess it's just that like for some reason white people are obsessed with getting their
Well,
kids to swim or
with research, it's a lot of things. It could be lack of resources, and then it could dive into history, like our history with water, whether that was like coming overseas or like in the 60s, the banning of swimming and like
mm,
uh yeah, there's just
that's
like a couple of different
probably
yeah, banning of like one I didn't know this, but I learned this like not to get into like a history lesson, but like during slavery, like they weren't allowed to learn how to swim. Like, or they weren't allowed to like be near water because obviously they'd swim away.
yeah,
But
escape.
so
Yeah.
so that wasn't allowed. And then in the 60s, the banning of swimming pools, when they did have their own swim teams, there was like a lot of discrimination, stuff like that, like in the 60s.
Yeah,
Um
that makes sense. Because I mean
so
that's when like I imagine your parents I think you're like 10 years younger than me, but like that's when our parents were growing up, right? So
yeah.
that would kind of make sense in the 60s. If you can't swim, why would you teach your kid how to, you know, even though, by the 70s that what didn't exist, they still as kids never got to do it. So why would they?
Yeah.
It does make sense. I
And
guess.
like even like Jay-Z, he didn't learn how to swim until like his 40s when his daughter Blue Ivy was born.
Mm.
So a lot of people, Black Americans don't even learn until later in life. Um, so I want to really start that with like children and stuff to like really learn. Like in my family, the only person I really know that knows how to swim is my uncle, and that's because he joined the Navy, so he had to
Oh,
learn.
he didn't have a choice. Yeah. No, yeah, it's a weird I've never put like to me that's very cool that you're doing that because it is one of those things that it's not like I'm not aware of it. Like my daughter's on her high school swim team.
Oh,
It's all white people. There's
oh,
I think there's one black kid on the swim team. And it's like it's like it's one of those stereotypes that it's like I don't know if this is true or not, but it's something that I don't know. It's a weird. It's always been a weird thing. So I'm glad we had that conversation because I'm like I never really thought about other than occasionally using it with my black friends as a punchline, like, "Oh, I'll just swim away. You can't catch me." Uh, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, it's
I
the
mean,
stereotype.
they laugh at the joke. I want to make it clear they know I'm not being mean, but it is always like, why is this a thing? And I never really actually stopped to think about it. So I'm glad I'm
Yeah, because that's been the stereotype a long time, a joke, like black people don't know how to swim. So it's like, yeah, why is that around? Why is that a stigma? And yeah, and it needs to be changed because swimming is like it's an essential thing that
it's
you should know how to do.
I've argued the one thing I've always said living in Florida is like swimming lessons should be part of school. Like
I think so too. They should be, and that's
it,
what I'm trying to do.
not if you live in Nebraska, but if you
Yeah,
live on a coast, like you could drown. Like there's a lot of opportunity to you drown at the beach.
yeah.
I mean,
No. I feel like there should be, because what I'm trying to do with this project as well, because I spoke to like the YMCA here in
hmm,
LA, as well as to really promote like affordable swim lessons, like for low income families as well. Like maybe just like a summer program, like that's like close to free for kids to try to learn or something. So yeah, baby steps. We'll get there.
yeah, yeah, no, I like that a lot. Um, we've been going for over an hour, so I'm gonna free you from this interview. But before I do that, tell my audience where they can find you, follow you for, you know, so they can keep up with the stuff you got coming out down the road.
Yay! You can follow me on IG at Bell Peppa. Get it? Bell Pepper. But Peppa, so BellePeppah. That's also like on TikTok. And yeah, and then YouTube, Guillory Entertainment. And that's where you can find me, connect if you're creatives. And yeah, and support God Be With Us. We have a Instagram for God Be With Us as well, just God Be With Us film. So yay.
Gotcha. And there, well, you can't see that. And I'm getting text messages coming in blocking your face anyway, so
Oh
worthless.
no.
Uh, yes, and the links will be in the show notes below, everyone. Belle, thank you so much for coming on, and this has been both informative and fun for me, at least.
Yay. For me too. For me too. It's been good.
And hopefully the audience as well, but who really cares?
Yeah, that's a good point. Who cares?
Yeah, fuck them. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Jeff.